European markets have been getting a temporary boost from central bank money printing, but the underlying problems that keep the region mired in slow growth remain. So is it going to sink back into recession when the juice from a central bank stimulus runs dry? With us now is one of Europe's leading entrepreneurs, Declan Ganley, Rivada Network CEO and the founder of Libertas Institute, a pan-European group dedicated to free markets and free minds. Good things, those. Thank you for being here, Declan.
Great to be here.
So what about this current stock market rally in Europe? Is it short-lived, a flash in a pan?
Well, we're seeing, there's a lot of moves with the euro. We've now decided to do quantitative easing in Europe as well.
What do you think of that? Is that a good move or not?
No, I don't think it is.
Why not?
Because I think that this is a sort of sticking plaster, a band-aid for bigger problems. I think that what Europe needs is a pan-European bankruptcy code. We need much more liberalised bankruptcy laws in Europe. We need to allow the freedom to fail. We need to stop bailing out failed industries and banks. And we need to resolve what is a burgeoning problem, which is this pensions time bomb in Europe, which is creeping up on us and which is not yet being addressed.
So it sounds like what you're saying, the fundamental problems that create this slow growth, and I think we could put a chart up on showing growth in the United States as stagnant as our growth is. Your growth is even worse, and you're coming out of a recession. What Mario Draghi is doing is not really, in essence, dealing with the fundamental problems, the underlying problems of regulation and such.
That's correct. I mean, look, Europe is a market of 500 million people, but, for example, there's no free market in services, so it's only for goods. So it's quite mercantilist. It's worked very well for Germany. If you're producing...
We'd say crony capitalism.
Right. And crony capitalism is chronic in Europe. So we have, for example, the French government always pursuing, even Sarkozy was doing it, promoting the idea of no national champions. This is picking winners. What Europe needs to do is foster an environment for small and medium-sized enterprises, the entrepreneurs of Europe, to be able to invest, to be able to raise capital, to be able to provide the services and goods that people want,
well, we should mention,
provide jobs.
You're not only an entrepreneur, you also got involved in politics.
That's right.
I think you ran for the European Parliament at one point, didn't you?
I did. I mean, a quick backstory to that was I was looking at actually doing a roll-up in the power industry in Europe, and I started to read the draft European Constitution, which was 496 pages. And after I read the first 9 pages, I read all of it, but I read the first 9 pages, I was alarmed. It was like reading some sort of manifesto.
Like reading Obamacare.
It was much worse. It was like reading Marx, and it talked about building Europe's social market economy, whatever that is.
So you tried to run for parliament to change things in the way you say Europe needs to change. You didn't get there. And I look around, I look at what's happening with Greece. They've got a Marxist government there now. Spain has a Marxist waiting in the wings. So is there any hope that the right people, the free market people, might take over and straighten things out?
Look, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have to be an optimist. But I'm actually very optimistic about the direction that Europe can take. You know, sometimes things have to get really bad before you can fix them.
That's true.
And we're pretty much there. I think we're going to hit another dip. I think this pensions time bomb is another issue. I think this QE is going to end up being very expensive. But I think when that time comes, the fact that free market ideas that promote democracy, promote freedom, promote free markets, promote entrepreneurship, I think that it will become very obvious to Europe's citizens that this is the right path, that this is the path that's going to bring us to recovery.
Well, they did it before with Maggie Thatcher. We've got to wrap, but I have to ask you very quickly. You made your first fortune in Russia with the demise of the Soviet Union. What do you think of Russia now?
Oh, it's an enigma, to put it kindly. I'm very worried about where Vladimir Putin is going. I'm very worried for Europe's security. I'm particularly worried for the Baltics. And I think that the West is playing all the wrong hands with Putin right now.
You think he might go after Estonia and the Baltic countries?
To make a long story short, yes, I do.
Wow, that's something. Declan Ganley, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you. Please come back.
I will.
All right. Thank you, Sheriff.